Welcome to Cedar Club, Quincy's favorite local bar. A friendly corner bar with a laid-back atmosphere and affordable drinks. It's the perfect spot for a great time. With entertainment galore, including shuffleboard, golden tee, pool, foosball, and winning gaming machines. Cedar Club's latest edition is the best spot to catch your favorite game. Great drinks, great friends, and great times. Cedar Club, 20th and Cedar in Quincy. Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, two of my favorite people, Mr. Bob Daly and Miss Holly Cain. How are you?
Well, hi, doing well. Thank you for having us.
Of course. So here to talk about something really cool, and that is the Terry Anastas Tour de Quincy. It is not only a bike ride, it is a fundraiser, emphasis on fun, right?
Yes. Lots of fun.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the event and, you know, the overall reason for the season, if you will.
Ladies first.
Okay. Well, our good friend Terry Anastas, who was such an advocate for parks and trails, he actually passed away 5 years ago today.
Okay.
And so this is a ride in his honor. He wouldn't want it, but he passed away riding his bicycle on a vacation. And we just want to honor him and honor trails and build more trails. So this allows us, it's our only fundraiser throughout the year to build trails, but it's fun. It's 12 miles, and if you don't want to ride, bring your car.
Yeah.
And join us at each fun stop, as Bob says.
Yes.
Bob knows the stops.
So it is a poker run.
Yes.
And there are varying levels, varying lengths of
Sure.
rides, right? Because we were
Yes.
talking before that maybe I want to have my kiddos go with me. That's doable, right?
Exactly. There's a family ride that's 7 miles long.
Okay.
And it's really safe. You go on parts of the road that you don't have to worry about cars. And it's all mapped out and they tell you where to go.
Okay.
And then there's, of course, the 12-mile ride, which is the poker run, which goes to 5 bars. The first bar being instant replay. And then from there, we go to the Tangerine. And then from the Tangerine Bowl, we go to
Scoreboard.
the scoreboard is before the brewery, but before that is the Cardinal Bar.
Okay.
Which is Harrison Pub.
Oh, yes.
Harrison Pub.
Yeah.
We pack it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, those are all great spots.
But just to paint the picture, it's just a fun event. Everybody comes together. We stop at each bar. We talk. You get a stamp. You go to the next stop. It's like a little group. It's like a little friend group. And you're all out riding your bike, having fun. And then you get your little stamp, and then you head to the dock, and then you get your 5 cards for the poker hand.
For your poker hand.
And there's a prize. $200 is first place prize.
All right.
And then there's an ultra cooler is second place.
Okay.
And I believe there'll be a third place, but you just have to come and see.
You have to come and find out.
Yeah.
And it's ultimately, of course, in honor of Terry Anastas, but also to expand the trails that are one of Quincy's prized possessions, I will say.
They really are.
Yeah.
And the traffic on them is outstanding.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew?
And yes, so this will continue the trail for phase 6 and 7 is what we're looking at now, continuing from 24th Street to Amtrak Station, which is a passion of mine. People coming off the train with their suitcases and there's no sidewalk even.
Right.
So come on, Quincy, let's get them a sidewalk and a trail. And you know, you can bring your bike on Amtrak, so bring your bike, get to where you want to.
And we're so close.
Yes, we're
Right there,
there.
24th to the, where the train station is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there. I mean, you go down and you can make it. And also, part of the trail is from Bob Bangert Park to Lincoln Park, too. They're doing that leg.
Yes.
And it's really utilizing, we always talk about utilizing the river, the muddy river.
Yes,
but anyway,
yes.
This is really utilizing the river, the trails. There's also mountain bike trails, the new Mountain Bike East trails they just finished. At Gardner Park, there's a whole array of trails. You could get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But
Or have a lot of fun, right? Or both.
Yes.
or both.
Right?
I mean, yeah, you
So-
wear your helmet.
Right? So the friends of the trails have made a lot of this possible, right? So you're expanding the trail in multiple different ways, but you can take a bike basically from the river, hopefully all the way to 24th and then onward, right?
onward.
Was the hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of people who utilize these trails, namely my cousin who just got back into biking, and he's been a huge advocate for these trails and talking about how awesome they are. And if you haven't checked them out, you have to just go. You just have to go check it out.
And you could walk it. You could ride it. I mean, you see family on there. You see
your dog.
Yeah, you see dogs. You see strollers. And
It's busy. You have
it
to
is.
watch where you're going.
Yeah.
On your right.
Right? Yeah. On your right.
And there's a babbling brook along the way.
Yes.
And
Perfect.
these neat bridges that goes over the little brook. I call it a brook.
Yeah.
Because that sounds better than a creek.
Yeah, it is. It
Or a
sounds prettier.
stream. Stream sounds good.
Yeah.
Too. But anyway.
But the ride, of course, again, in honor of Terry Anastas, is going to be a fun event for all ages, of all different skill levels. So even if you're not super athletic, hands up, you can still go and have a good time. And we used to call it bars on bikes, right? So you're just cruising around, maybe having one half a cocktail, keeping it safe, wearing your helmet, grabbing your stamp, ending up at the dock where not only will you get a poker hand, there's live entertainment, food, fun, and great people.
And we hear there's even a new makers market on our riverfront that day in
Really?
Platt Adams Park. So ride the bike through there. A sizzling summer event. So there's plenty to do on the riverfront
There's
on
plenty
July
to do.
12th.
Yeah, July
On the
12th.
muddy riverfront.
On the
Yes.
muddy riverfront.
So July 12th, we want to make sure we mention the date. It starts at 9. That's the long ride, right? That starts at 9.
The 30-mile ride.
30 mile. Okay,
Yes.
so you don't have to pre-register, though. They can
No.
come that day if they want?
Yes.
Okay.
Most people do. They check the weather.
Yeah.
Everything, making sure it's good.
Sure.
Yes.
But you can pre-register by
Yes.
going where?
Yep. To friendsofthetrail.org.
.org. Make sure you get the org.
Because it's a nonprofit.
Right.
Yes.
And small fee to register?
Only $25.
$25.
Or
And you
50
get
for the family.
Yep.
Right?
Okay, and you get a shirt, is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Get it.
And
So
you're wearing one of
really-
the cool ones from last year, but it's
Yes.
going to look kind of the same. Very cool design.
Similar.
Yeah.
Very affordable.
Yeah.
This is so affordable. It's
And all going
amazing.
back to a great cause.
Yep.
For our community.
Yes. Yep.
And I love what you said earlier about, of course it's an event in honor, but it's also, it's for the community and the quality of life in Quincy.
Correct.
It
Right?
is. It is.
Yeah.
For future trails here.
Absolutely.
And we need them.
Yes, absolutely. So one more time, July 12th, Tour de Quincy, benefiting the trail development in honor of Terry Anastas. Get out there, get registered, bring your family, bring your friends. Let's ride some bikes, let's play some poker, have a great time, right?
Exactly.
All right,
Yes.
one more time, friendsofthetrail.org.
Right.
You can get registered or show up day of. Where do they go?
To the dock on
Okay.
Bonazinga Drive.
All right, starting off at the dock. Be there, be square, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You're
Perfect.
going, right?
I'm going. I'm in it.
You're going, right?
Making
I'm
my kids
going.
go and my husband go and my cousins. So
Yeah.
family affair.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Love it. Thank you guys both so much for
Yep.
coming on.
you.
Always great
Yep.
seeing you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll see you on July 12th.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much.
Take care.
All right. Coming up next, Don O'Brien and I sit down to talk about AI grandparent scams. What are those? Stay tuned. Find out.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be. Before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Welcome out to Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer and it feels so right. I'll meet you out on Broadway underneath Shamrock Light. We're gonna have a good time on the patio tonight. There's a party down at Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer on a champagne night. We're feeling all alone and you got no place to go. So come down here and drink a beer on Kelly's patio. Kelly's a fun place to eat and drink. 2902 Broadway.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
All right, and welcome back. Now joining me, my pal, Don O'Brien, DOB with the BBB. What is shaking?
The weather.
Oh, it's brutal.
It's hot out.
It's very, very hot and sticky. It makes me very uncomfortable, not unlike what we're talking about today.
Yes, artificial intelligence. Isn't it great?
It's either
Do
good
you like
or bad.
artificial intelligence?
It's good or bad depending on the scenario, depending on what. I use it a lot for, let's say like ChatGPT. I use, it can be very helpful.
My wife is a big ChatGPT user with her work.
Yes.
She finds lots of benefits for it.
Yes. It can also be very detrimental because I think it has far surpassed what anybody thought it was going to be capable of before we're really ready and aware of all of its capabilities.
Yes. So, and you know that we've talked about here before how the bad guys go to what's in the news. Well, obviously AI is something. AI is a tool they can use to try to take advantage of us.
Right.
So we now needed to be on the defensive and know, okay, what are they going to try to do? How can we protect ourselves? How we can protect our information? How can we protect our money that we've worked for? And long story short, we just have to think.
Yeah.
We just have to use our noggin. So the one thing that we're starting to kind of get ready for people for, the grandparent scam is a long time favorite of scammers.
Yeah.
Where they will call someone and they'll say, oh, hey, they'll be very vague. Oh, grandma, it's me. I've had a car wreck. I need $3,000 to get my car fixed. And they never say what their name is. And if the recipient doesn't pump them for information, they might fall into some trap where they'll all of a sudden says, oh, you know what, why don't you just go to the local store and get me some gift cards and we'll do it that way so I can get the money immediately. And before you know it, you're out hundreds or thousands of dollars.
Right.
So the way artificial intelligence comes in with this is if they have as much as 3 seconds, as little as 3 seconds of your voice, they can clone your voice. They can use programs where they might be talking to you and then type in prompts for you to, type in a script even to contact them. So that way, you may get a call from your daughter.
Right.
And she may need help. And you'll be like, oh, I can help you right away. I don't want my little baby to be in peril.
Right.
But that's
depending on what she did, we'll say that.
But that's not your daughter in peril, though.
She's a good kid. But
she
also,
isn't. But they could.
They have your voice cloned. They could have her voice
Correct.
cloned. So I could potentially receive a phone call with someone on the other line that's not my daughter that has gotten her voice from something online.
Correct.
And has now created a script in her actual voice, and she's seemingly calling me for help.
Correct. So you're like, okay. Yeah, exactly. It is scary because obviously they could have your voice, they could have my voice. Say anybody who's on Muddy River often, or on radio, TV, whatever it is, it'd be easy for them to clone your voice.
Right.
But I like, well, how would they get my daughter's voice? How would they get my mom's voice? And social media.
Yeah.
If they have things on TikTok, or if they have things on Instagram or Facebook or whatever that might be, even if they're not the one who posted, if they do if let's say she had a conversation with her and your mom,
right,
on TikTok or whatever,
sure,
and then they can take that and go.
Just a small clip.
Yeah. So one of the things we're like, okay, well, how can we protect ourselves? What can we do if I get that call from my loved one? How do I know this is my loved one?
Right.
Well, there used to be a game show called Password.
Yeah.
Or Password.
We have one.
Yes. You have a family password?
We have a family password that we've had since she was probably 3 years old because I was such a weirdo about.
No, that's nothing to worry about that.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing to have. So when you get that call, what's the password?
Yeah.
And then what would likely happen if it's not a legitimate call, they would say, well, I don't have time to remember that, or I forgot it, Mom. Just give me what I need.
Yeah.
No, that's when you stop it and then you call her back.
Right.
Or whoever that is you're dealing with, and make sure that they are legitimately in some type of peril or some type of trouble.
Right.
And I think that's a great way to go about this, because you have to ask them something that they wouldn't know about.
Right. And you're obviously not going to ask for that password on any normal call, but if you get a call, easy ways to identify maybe, a typical scam scenario would be sense of urgency,
Yes.
something that might be kind of outlandish or not, but something that might be out of the ordinary, definitely sense of urgency. Not like she would ever call me and be like, I need $600 in gift cards.
Yeah, no.
Okay, not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care if you give me the password.
Yeah, so we just want
It's
you
not
to,
happening.
again, what you're doing is you're thinking before you act.
Yeah.
We don't want you to act and then think about it later. We don't want you to just go hustle out and get whoever that person, whatever they need, and then you say, oh, well, I wonder if that was really them.
Right.
Or, let's say you fell into that and it was a friend of yours that you haven't seen in a long time, and then you saw them a week later and you say, hey, how did that money, did that money I sent you help you? They'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
Ashley. So, the safe word or a password for calls is a good thing. Always trust your gut. If it doesn't feel right, go ahead and trust that instinct. There's ones you can do. Obviously, you're going to look at see the caller ID is.
Yeah.
And, if it's
That's what I was going to ask.
yes.
Is it typically from their phone number? Have they gotten that smart?
No, I don't think they're that.
Okay.
They're not that.
They're not intricate
But they
yet.
might
Okay.
see a 217,
Yeah.
257, or whatever your cell phone, whatever your cell phone number is.
Right.
They may try to get those first 6 digits too,
Sure.
and then they may say, "Oh, I'm using a friend's phone."
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Sure.
So so again, try to limit how often and where you. Well, for you and me, it's impossible, but for the regular Joe and
Yeah.
Jane out there,
Yeah.
limit the amount of time.
The unfamous people,
Yes,
is that what you're
those that are-
saying?
yes, the mere peasants.
Yeah, right.
For those of you out there, I can't believe we just did
I
that.
know.
But limit the amount you put your voice online,
Sure.
and the less likely they are to be able to clone it and try
Yeah.
to take advantage of you or your loved ones.
Yeah, and also it goes back to be careful what details you're sharing, because you may have, your grandson calling and knowing your name because it's out there,
Yes.
right? And they know his name, so they may know his name and how to really kind of
Goes back
influence
to locking
you.
down your profiles,
Yep.
public social
Yep.
social media profiles
Be
as much
careful
as you
what
can.
you share.
Yep.
Always be aware. And yes, it is freaky to know that these capabilities are out there for the scammers. But if you know it exists, you can be on the lookout for some
Yeah,
of
there's
this.
no reason to bury your head in the sand.
Right.
We've got to keep our eyes open.
Yeah, it's not going away, unfortunately. So yeah, there you go. Grandparent AI scams. Be on the lookout. It's going to be tough to spot some of these things, but if you have any questions, DOB with the BBB has all the answers and all the tips and tricks to remain steadfast and do.
You can check out what we have at bbb.org, or give me a call at 217-209-3972.
All right, being in the know, that's what we do best. All right, I think that does it for today's Daily Muddy. We'll catch you back here tomorrow for Club.